Hello everybody, today we're going to do a video about Murder Mystery 2 maps. Now I made this own tier list for this video and I got a whole lot of maps here to talk about, so this may take a while, I don't know. It just depends on how much I talk about these maps. But anyway, let's get started. So now these are the two Halloween maps from this year's Halloween event, 2021. I took these screenshots in game in the private server because I tried finding pictures on the web for these two maps. They were nowhere, so I literally had to take them from the camera, like put it at the right angle. It was a real pain to do, but and not they don't look too good, but I really hope you enjoyed them anyway. So starting off, we got Manor. I think Mana's just mediocre. It's just way too dark. Like you can barely see anything. The map doesn't really feel too unique. There's a bunch of rooms to go in. I don't even remember most of the rooms. Even though I played it a lot, I still don't really remember it all. And it kind of feels similar to the next map we're going to be talking about. So yeah, it's just gonna be mediocre. If it was a little bit brighter, then it would have been better. It shouldn't even be that dark. We're inside a freaking house. We shouldn't be. There should be some light in there, but no. That's why it's a mediocre though. So next up, we got Farmhouse. This is going to the specialist automatically. I love Farmhouse. It's a really good map, really good size, and just really fun for everybody. Of course, the first off, we got outside with the pumpkin patch farm, like you see in this photo. That's where a bunch of candy spawn in, so that's really helpful. And I think this map's actually new to this event. I don't know. I've heard that Mana was in the last year's one, but that was just a person in the server told me about it. But anyway, yeah, the outside's really fun, good for 1v1s. The inside of the house is really good. One of the doors has an axe chopping through it, and there's a hole. If you don't know, it's a reference to the Shining movie with the famous scene of "Here's Johnny." That's probably my favorite thing about the map is that reference. But the house itself has good amount of hiding spots. It has 2 floors, and well, 3 floors if you count the basement. And it does have a really nice flow. The basement is huge, a bunch of cages spawn there, and the basement like leads right into the barn. And the barn is really fun too. You could go upstairs and juke the murderer. You could hide in the hay bales. Overall, it's a really fun map. I love Farmhouse. Okay, moving on. We got a Christmas map, Workshop. This is going to the awesome list. I loved it when it was new, and it was just really exciting and fun. The 8 man area with the Christmas trees, that was really fun. The hallways were nice. I like the interactives. You can move the presents and then like drop them down, and then there was conveyor belts everywhere you could go through. They're kind of like vents, and you can also turn it to an elf. That was a really nice feature too. So it was just a really good map, really fun. I really hope we get a new Christmas map this year. But carrying on, workplace. This is kind of the middle ground for Murder Mystery 2 maps to me. I don't know why, it just is. It always gets picked when it's on the voting list. Like, everybody loves it. And, yeah, I can understand. It has some good things and bad things. They're pretty balanced. That's why it's the middle ground for me. Let's discuss the bad things first. Okay, let's see. Barely any hiding spots. That's the main problem. There's just you just couldn't hide anywhere. Like the murderer could just come around the corner and stab you. That's it. And he couldn't even run away either. Because if he had haste, then you just couldn't run away. You're dead. And it's pretty difficult for the instance to survive because of it. It is fun for 1v1s, especially in a long hallway. But that's the bad things. The good things. Of course, the long hallway, like we were just talking about. The long hallway is the shining star of this map. It's even in the picture right here. It's one of the best 1v1 areas in Murder Mystery 2 history. Really fun. And knife throwing's really fun too on this map. You can also go to the corner right here. You could go like around and then back to the other window with the other room on the other side. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about another bad thing. It's just the map doesn't connect. So there's 2 dead ends: the kitchen and then the long hallway with the boxes. So if you reach the dead end of the long hallway, you're done. You're dead. The murder's going to kill you no matter what. You can kind of run away from him in the kitchen area, but that's just if you're fast enough and actually think smart and try to hide around corners. Because everybody loves corner peeking. I know that from experience. And the only place that you could hide was it behind the boxes at the end hallway or behind one of the chairs in the computer area. That has worked sometimes, but a lot of times the murderer kills me, so it ain't really a good hiding spot. So overall, it's the middle ground in maps to me. I really do have a lot of fun on it, but I still don't get why it's voted on so much. But it could be just because it's so fun. But anyways, moving on. Research Facility, my all-time favorite Murder Mystery 2 map. I love it so much. Such a good map. It's basically kind of Lab 3. If you don't know, there's Lab 2 right here, as you can see where my cursor's at. This is, if you're wondering why it's Lab 3, it's because it takes gimmicks from the very first lab map from Murder Mystery 1. Yeah, Murder Mystery 1. Murder Mystery 1, the lab map had a teleporter and a scanner. And Research Facility has those two gimmicks in here and a bunch of other ones. There's the cloning machine, which is the highlight of this map. It could do a bunch of random stuff, like it could kill you, it could burn you, it could fry your head, it could turn you blue, it could make your head bigger, it could teleport you and swap you with another player, but that rarely ever happens. And you can also get cloned with poor AI, but it's still very cool. The only downside to getting cloned is that once you're cloned, the machine no longer works, and that is a downside, sadly. But it's still very fun. This area right here, that's where everybody likes to hide in. You can go in here and then like just sit down. A lot of people know you're there. The map is fairly large, but I think it's pretty balanced between everybody. Like the murderer could do stuff that the innocents couldn't. Like for example, the electrical boxes. You could shut off the power or close the two doors. But the innocents can also open and close doors, just not the main ones in the middle area. They can open a garage door in the main area, and they can also use the emergency button, which closes both doors for a long time. It is really annoying because a lot of people do like to do it at the start of the round, but it's still pretty cool. And this map kind of reminds me of Call of Duty's Nuketown map because it's two large areas on the side that connect to one large area. Really short, but also really fun. There's a really good amount of high spots, and I love the detail so much. So that's why it's my favorite map, and it's probably going to take a long time for it to top it. But anyway, so the next one I'm going to talk about is Police Station. No, it is going to the bad list. It's just too big, and it's just so spread out. Like the map has like three floors, like an upstairs, a downstairs, and the middle area, which is where most people spawn in. The middle area, which yeah, most people spawn in, it's just too spread out. There's so many rooms everywhere to go into, and the vents everywhere. Dear God, it's like a maze. There's just so many vents, like the bathrooms, the jail area. Well, I don't think the jail area. It just has that one poster. But there's just so many vents. The locker room has one, and the locker room has so many walkers to go into. Like it's just ridiculous. Like if the innocents try hiding in this map, you're not gonna win as a murderer. Definitely not. It's pretty dang tricky for the murderer to win on this map, and that's a big problem here. It's just too big because of it. They all and yeah, there's just too many hiding spots too. Of course, the locker room is probably the best example. I haven't really gone into a bunch of hiding spots. I know you could go to this one whiteboard. That was a really good hiding spot. But overall, if you're the middle on this map, you're gonna have a hard time winning. Just going to say it. So that's why it's in the bad list. Next up is End Studio. This map definitely have some fans, but I just don't think it's that great. I'm very sorry. It's just too small. Like there's only one large area in the basement area with a bunch of coins spawned down there. That is a good thing, but still, the basement ain't really a good spot to hide in unless if you want to hide behind the boxes. But pretty much everybody knows that area. There is a pretty good amount of hiding spots in the main area, though. You can hide behind on the top of the map. I don't know how to describe it. You can hide in the fridge. You can hide in the green screen room, which was really nice. JD Studios. I love the green screen area. That was really cool. And the map itself looks very fancy. I love the look of it. But if it just needs to be larger. If it was larger, then I would have liked it a lot. There's only like one place you could kind of 1v1 in. It's the kind of hallway-ish place that goes into that one opening and closing door. But if you go there, you're trapped, and let's just hope that the murderer doesn't kill you. I used to be AFK in that area and just shoot the murderer there. It was a really good area. Really loved it. But yeah, it's in the battle. It's just because it's so small and pretty easy for the murderer to win, difficult for the answers to survive, yada yada yada. Let's just move on. Office 3. This is a really fun map. I don't know what it is, but I really have a lot of fun on it. First of all, I really love the Easter egg in this picture, like where my cursor is at. You can see in the window, one who creates the game is taking a dump. That's just so funny. And then like the 3D knife, green thing, holographic label. And the map itself is just fun. I really like how it connects. You could go to the bathrooms and go back to the main area that way. There's all right amount of hiding spots. You couldn't really hide though. You just had to run away and possibly try to fool the murderer to going on the other side. Yada yada yada. I remember back in the old days of Murder Mystery 2, there used to be this one hiding spot in the corner of the room. You can go through the floor, and if you stay down there, you will literally win the entire round. Even if the murderer tried killing you, like you could just block the murderer from coming in, and he just could have killed you. Even if he threw knives at you, you could have killed him. So basically, this map used to be impossible to win as a murderer if people knew the hiding spot, which was really frustrating. You basically had to hide there as murderer at the beginning of the round in order for it to win. So yeah, that is one bad thing, but that was in the old days. Nowadays, they removed it, and the map is actually still really fun. I really love Office 3. And a lot of people do too. It used to be really popular with people. Like, when it was on the voting list, a lot of people would vote for it. And I would too. It's just really fun for some odd reason. And it can be easy for the murderer to win and pretty tricky for the innocents to survive. But I think it's fun because of it. It's pretty fun for 1v1s in the hallway. They're not too skinny. Yada yada yada. Let's just move on because that was a good map. But now we got Office 2. No. No! This is the worst map ever in Murder Mystery 2. It is everything bad about a Murder Mystery 2 map. First of all, one of the smallest maps in the game, bar none. It is incredibly small. And there's no hiding spots. Literally no hiding spots. You just couldn't hide. The murderer could win very easily. They could kill everybody in like 30 seconds, or the sheriff could kill them in 30 seconds. It's just that the round will always end. And the entire map just looks so gray. It literally reminds me of The Incredibles office. I hope you know that movie and that scene. You know, Mr. Incredible with what is it called? Insurance company, yeah. But yeah, just so boring to look at. Nothing special to look at. Like Office 3, it was really nice to look at, but Office 2, nah, never looked good. And the map doesn't even connect. Like Office 3, the bathrooms that connect to the main area, this doesn't have it. And everywhere's a dead end. The bathroom's a dead end, the main area is a dead end, and the one with the fridge and the couches, that was a dead end too. You couldn't go anywhere. And if you were in the bathrooms, you were literally dead unless if you could somehow like trick the other murderer into going to the other bathroom and then just try running away. But good freaking luck. And then even fun for 1v1s. They added this like one wheel kind of card thing in the middle, and it was just awkward. Not fun for 1v1s either. It's just everything bad about a Murder Mystery 2 map. Incredibly hard for the innocents to survive on this map. It's just so bad, and it stayed in the game for so long. Like all the other maps that got a sequel, the predecessor was removed. Hotel 2, Hotel 1 was removed. Mansion 2, Mansion 1 was removed. Bank 2, Bank 1 was removed. Office 2 stayed in the game for many, many years. It was literally only until recently when the Halloween update came out where they finally removed this map. And thank goodness, because I am never gonna miss it. But carrying on, after all that hate Office 2, Log Cabin. Really loved the Log Cabin as well. It was a fairly sizable map. The upstairs was really nice with the bathroom and everything. It was pretty fun for everybody. I really liked role playing in the main area with the TV and the fireplace. That was always really nice. The outside area was pretty fun for 1v1s. I always liked the basement area where you could hide behind the couch or behind the boxes in that cage area. Just overall, it's a really fun map for me. I really liked it. I really miss it. I hope it comes back in the Christmas event too. Now, here's a classic, Mineshaft. This is going to the specialist. I love Mineshaft. This is possibly one of the most beloved Murder Mystery 2 maps because a lot of people love it and miss it. And it's possibly the most unique because everything's dark, but like there's a bunch of lights everywhere, and it was just so cool. The rock patterns where you could just hide in the darkness. Everybody would go to this one locker room, and then the murderer would just sneak up and just stab everybody. And yeah, it happened all the time. And you could hide in one of the lockers, and I think it was the second one that had a secret room in the lockers. That was really nice, but overall, most people knew it, so you literally couldn't really hide. But you can hide in the darkness, so that was a good thing. There's tiny cracks everywhere. You could possibly go to different passageways. There was a red room area. The main area with like the small pond and the light beaming down. Love the detail. There was a red crystal beside it too. Really love this picture with the mine car and them going. And then like the entrance, you can see someone getting ready to mine. That was really good too. And I think the map is fun for everybody and fair for everybody. Fun for the mayor and shooter. Remember, oh my god, I can't believe I said that wrong. The murderer and sheriff. Oopsies and the innocents. It's all fair for everybody. So that's why I really miss it. They removed it because of all 15. And actually, that's the reason why most of these classic maps got removed. Like Hotel 1, that got removed because of all 15. I don't know about Hospital 2. Bank 1 did. Bank 1 was too buggy with all 15 for some odd reason. But it's just sad, but I love Mineshaft. You can play an old murder mystery game, so you can still play it today at least, so that's a plus. But now moving on, Millbase. This is a fan favorite for most people. Everybody loves Millbase. When it's on the voting list, pretty much anybody will vote for it. Of course, the highlight, like in this picture, the outside area. Everybody goes outside for coins and for 1v1s. 1v1s is incredibly fun outside the map. And inside, it's really nice detail. And it's actually interactive. You can like close the door. You can try running away from the murderer, close the door just at the perfect time and to block him. That was always really satisfying. You could go upstairs up into a vent and like go into this balcony onto the same room. The inside has those large boxes you can hide behind in. You can hide in this one pillar area. You can go into the Walker shower room. That was a really nice hiding spot too, although a lot of people knew it. It can be somewhat difficult for the middle to win because it is fairly large, but it's incredibly fun outside, and that's the main reason why it's on here. And it's legacy too. It's a fan favorite. Most people say it's the best Murder Mystery 2 map, and I happen to agree. It's actual another classic too, and I'm so glad it's still here. So yeah, Millbase, really special map. I love it so much. Moving on, Mansion 1. This is going to the awesome list. I love the Mansion 1. It had a really good amount of high spots. The rooms were fun. There was a bathrooms on the left side. My favorite room was always the computer lab because there was a ton of computers that had Windows XP on it, out of all things. And I'm really happy because I love Windows XP. And then there's like the two computers with like funny images. There was like one with the cat and the other I don't remember. You could hide behind some of the cabinets and inside some of the cabinets. I don't think it had a garage, but it doesn't really have. No, it does have a kitchen, but it's in a different area. It's not in the same spot as the next map we're going to talk about. But I really miss this map. Really fun. It can be somewhat tiny, but it's still really fun. The long hallways are fun for 1v1s. Overall, Mansion 1's a good map. Mansion 2, though, this is going to the specialist, right behind the mine shaft. Oh no, in front of mine shaft actually. Mansion 2, I love it so much. When it's on the voting list, I always pick it because I just love it. It's incredibly fun. 1v1s, it's very fun, especially the long hallways. There was an extra long hallway that goes into the living room. Yeah, they changed the computer lab to the living room, which was a fine change because the living room is pretty fun. The bathrooms are wait, oh, does it have bathroom? Yeah, it does. It only has one bathroom though, and the kitchen area has been changed in a new place, and you could hide inside the sink or in the fridge or behind the boxes. The garage had a really hidden hiding spot. It was behind a cabinet. You had to really squeeze your character in there, and you couldn't go in first person to get behind there. You had to go in third person, which is probably why most people didn't know it existed. That's why I win 70% of the time on this map because I have one hiding spot. But yeah, it's incredibly fun for 1v1s. I just love 1v1s on this map. I know I said it, but like it's just really fun on this map. There's something special about it. The only annoying thing is that innocents could corner peek you all the time, but if you had haste or ghost, you could possibly just try killing them that way. I don't think it's super difficult. I think it's fair, pretty balanced for everybody. Really fun map. I love it so much. Moving on. Lab 2. I think most of y'all expected this to be on a battle list because the map just looked all the same. Every room looked the same. It didn't really look unique at all. Like there was only like two rooms that looked unique. And like these like mechanical technology equipment you see right here, they just copy and paste that over and over again. And the entire map's just gray and dull. It is pretty tiny too. There's only two floors. There's an upstairs and downstairs. But it's really confusing to navigate because the entire map looks the same, or as if you played it 100 times like me back in the day. I actually do miss it for some odd reason. It's bad, but it's also in this case fun because of it. Like and yeah, the two unique rooms. There was the box area. You could hide behind the boxes. That's the room I remember the most on this map. And there was also the jail cell house. I meant room. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? But yeah, the jail cell room. That was a alright high spot. There was a van. I always thought you could get down there, but it's just for observational and Easter egg. But if the murderer came in a jail cell while you're in there, you were dead because it just leads to a dead end. And a lot of the map is a dead end too. The only place you could really juke was in the storage room or possibly the server room. You know what I'm talking about, the six big server mainframe computer room. You could go around and sneak the murderer. That has happened. I spectate people, they have done it, and I've done it too back in the day. And yeah, it's bad, but it's kind of fun in this case. But it has to be behind here because the entire map looks the same. Very old map. Yeah, carrying on. House 2. This is going on special behind research facility because of its legacy. House 2 is possibly the most iconic Murder Mystery 2 map, and for good reasons. It is very colorful, very nice detailed for an old map, and it's very fun. Of course, the long hallway. Well, not long, but like it was a hallway that everybody did 1v1s at. One of the best 1v1 areas, too. You can hide behind the staircase in that one row and possibly hide in the bedroom. You can hide, yeah, the bedroom. You can hide behind the bed with the sin emoji. And it had a really nice flow, too. Sorry. It had a really nice flow. It went from the kitchen, from the basement, back onto the other side of the map. It was really nice. The basement had this like TV go outside to hide behind the speakers. You could go outside with the barbecue grill, but nobody went there because there's nothing there. And you could hide behind the basement door in the kitchen. A lot of people do that nowadays. And the garage had this one hiding spot. You can hide behind the cabinet. It's pretty much 50-50 if I win because of it. But House 2 is really fun. Me and my friends always had fun on House 2. And if they ever move it, I'm going to be sad because it is an instant classic. If you watch meme videos of Murder Mystery 2, House 2 is always on there because it's very good for me material. It's just short but incredibly fun because of it. But anyways, House 2, amazing map. I just love it. Now carrying on. Hotel 1. This is going into the awesome list above Mansion 1. It is an instant classic. It is really fun. I always loved the theater being at the top floor. I always liked the giant dining room on the bottom floor. It was pretty fair against everybody, although people could try hiding and then try getting on the top floor and then juking you. That always happens a lot. And the murderer, though, it was really satisfying to kill someone on the third floor with the knife, like, throwing it. That was always really fun to me. I always loved doing that. It was just so much fun. I just love Hotel 1 so much. And it's a classic. The fountain was nice. The secret room on the right of the map, like in this picture, that was nice. It was a really awesome map. I loved it. Now, Hotel 2, I wouldn't say it's a downgrade, but it's just too big. Hotel 1 was already too big. Well, not too big, but it was big enough. Hotel 2 expanded it way too much. Like, the theater was on the bottom floor, and it was very expanded upon. And there's a bunch of more rooms. And there was way too many hiding spots. Like, if the innocents just wanted to hide, you just couldn't win as a murderer at all. Very hard to win as a murderer on this map. It was bigger. I have seen it on meme compilations of Murder Mystery 2 a lot, but that's probably just because it's very recent. But like, why is the water like green in this picture? Not the picture itself, but the map. It just looked odd to me. It looks like sewage water. I just never understood why. But carrying on, it was the detail was really nice, but Hotel 1, I missed the red carpet being everywhere. I don't know if Hotel 2, I don't know why. I don't pay attention to the floor on this map. But like you could hide behind like the four vending machines. That was a good hiding spot. You could hide somewhere in the theater. You could hide in the one fridge area in the kitchen. And you could hide in a bunch of guest rooms. There was just too many hiding spots, which made it really hard for Murderer to win. Still fine map. Actually, I'm gonna put Office 3 above it just because Office 3 just feels more fun than Hotel 2 because of it. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but it just Office 3 is way more fun than this. I'm sorry to say that. But carry on. The hospital maps. Hospital 3 is great. Really nice detail. Like the upstairs with the two rooms. I love the Easter eggs. The unreleased maps, like I think it was Beach House in this map. That was really nice Easter egg. Pretty fun, but it is very small. That's the only downside. And I think it's a little bit worse than Hospital 2, which is going to be awesome list. Hospital 2 was really fun because of the upstairs. There was two vents. One an vent that go up and then you could hide there because it was so dark you couldn't really see. And the other vent went into this very short hallway, but like you could go through this wall. And it was a really good hiding spot. Basically kind of a 60 no 50-50 if you want. Because a lot of people still knew the hiding spot, but you just had to be lucky. If they were new beginners, they absolutely didn't know the high spot, and you would pretty much win the map because of it. And I think Hospital 2 is just a little bit more fun than Hospital 3 to me, just in my opinion. The vent system you could was a little bit better because Hospital 3 people could always juke you in the vent. That was really annoying. Hospital 2 you couldn't really do that. Yeah, Hospital 1. It had really nice detail, but I have to put it in a mediocre list because it is a very small map. Like, really small. Didn't have an upstairs, downstairs, or anything like that. Just very simple. But the detail was really nice. Like, look in here. This picture, the red lighting, the white lighting. It was really nice, and it actually felt like a hospital. You see these two signs right here? They say quarantine. And we all know what's been happening in recent years. That's pretty odd timing. You can look at this one computer of Nicholas's old account with the old Roblox icon and logo. He was using Windows 7 in that freaking computer. That was really nice. He had this whole desktop showed up. That was kind of funny. But Hospital 1, I really do miss it. The detail was really nice, and it was kind of fun, even though it was very small, with hiding spots. There was one area with a pillar. You could juke the murderer around it, which was really fun. But yeah, it was just too small, so that's why it's in the mediocre list. It's only because it was only because of detail. That's why it's above these three, and also because it was a little bit more fun. But anyways, moving on. Factory has to go to the awesome list. Love Factory. Factory has really it's just really fun, really good size, really nice flow. The outside areas fun for 1v1s. The opening and closing trucks. The conveyor belt room. You could go into this like one very hidden like pillar, I guess, or tower ish. I don't know. But you can hide this one spot in the conveyor room that was really hidden. And I literally discovered it on accident by collecting candies, and one of the candies was going through the wall, and that's how I knew it. You could go to the sewer area with this one. You could go through this one wall, but it was pretty obvious because it was a gray thing. Yada yada yada. But I like how the sewer connected from the inside to the outside. I like the one ladder that went to the secret room. You could just push that like wooden door, and you could hide inside the boxer with the sin emoji. The boxes used to move on this map, but for some reason they removed the functionality of doing that. For some odd reason, it's never known why they did that. I do really miss it. I don't know why they ever did that, but yeah. It was just a really awesome map. I always loved it. Really excited when it was brand new. Yeah. Biolab. This is going to the mediocre list ahead of Manor. Biolab, it's just too big. Like, you have to literally use the X-ray ability just to find everybody. And like it was just too spread out too. The very long hallways is a good example. You could go to the vent and like go to the other side, unless if the murderer actually knew you were going in there. You could go to the tube area, which is in this photo right here. You could go to this one hidden spot with like a hacker room, and then there was one box area right next to this room, and I always hid in it. because you can really sit down there in this corner with the sin emoji. Literally, 90% of the time, I always win because of that hiding spot. Nobody ever really goes there. Some innocents may go there, but it's very rare if the murderer ever goes there and kills me. So it's basically an automatic win for me. But as a murderer, it's really hard killing everybody because the rooms are so big and massive, and the map's just too big in general. And then, like, the long hallways aren't even fun for 1v1s because they're so long. So yeah, it's gonna be mediocre. I would put it in the bad list, but it does have it is pretty fun, and the interior, yeah, it is a classic map, so it ain't really too fantastic detail. But like, I always really loved the Biolab. I always loved it back then. I still love it now. It's just as too big, and I understand why a lot of people don't like it nowadays. But carrying on, Bank 1. This is going into the awesome list right above Hospital 2. I always loved Bank 1. It was a really fun map. The main area was always fun for the sheriff and murderer to just duel it out. The scanners were really nice. It was like 4 scanners in the main area. And then the vault was sheriff only. That was like the only time the sheriff had its own gimmick. And there were events that literally connected everywhere on the entire map, so it was pretty easy for the murderer to win. But in this case, it was really fun because of it. You could go upstairs and go behind the offices. That was also really fun. It was a really good map. I love the detail. The vault, you could hide inside the lockers. That was also really fun. I always loved the Bank 1. It was really fun, and I really wish it came back. Now the last one, Bank 2 is going to the grade section right above Hospital 3. It's a downgrade to me because they just removed a lot of stuff that I really loved about the map. For one thing, the main area, which is where everybody loves, they put a giant wall in the middle of it, and that's what made it a lot less fun for me. I don't know why they decided to do that. They added extra rooms and stuff, but overall, yeah, I don't think the vault is sheriff only, which is a bad thing. And there's literally only one scanner in the entire map. Like Bank 1 had 4. This Bank 2 had 1. And it was right next to the vault. That was it. It was no way in the main area, unlike Bank 1, which had 4 in the main area. Not even the freaking hallway. I think a little bit less vents. It's still connected to a lot of places though. There was a less hiding spots. They removed the bathrooms from Bank 1 for some odd reason. I never understood that. The bathrooms were a good hiding spot in Bank 1. Bank 2, they removed it. And overall, I really miss the sound of the old vault opening. And I've heard that Bank 2's vault, when it's opening, causes a lot of lag for a lot of people. Never really happens to me. And you can't even hide in the lockers in the vault. I don't know why they removed that in Bank 2. That was just bad. So overall, Bank 2 just feels like a downgrade to Bank 1 in a lot of ways, but it does have some slight advantages. But overall, way less fun than Bank 1. But hey, that's it. That's my entire list. I really hope that you like this tier list. If you agree or disagree, tell me in the comments. Tell me what's your favorite map. I'll see you later and goodbye.